Spec is my family. Spec is understanding Columbia.
Spec is anything you want it to be.
Spectator is something that's changing, it's something that has changed, and something that's going to keep changing. It's not a stagnant organization. It's not something that we're stuck in our ways. We're changing everything and reevaluating everything all the time. So our readers now want to be able to find out the latest on the new dean of C's when they're in line at Cafe East on their phones, and they want to be able to say, hey, I read this op-ed and I totally disagree, or this is what I've been trying to say forever, and to comment on it on Facebook and on Twitter. When they want to watch video, they want to see high quality video, so we invested in new equipment and those kinds of things. So we're changing all the time.
I don't want to think of Spectator as having a legacy. I want to continue thinking it as being a living, dynamic, growing organization. I do want to think of its legacy with the journalists that it has produced and will continue to produce. It will continue to be a source for news and updates and fun for students around the university.
What's so exciting about Spec right now is the process of moving our archives online. To know that the stories I'm writing right now will live on in the internet forever is pretty extraordinary. To think that I can come back in 10, 20, 50 years and look at the stories I edited, the stories I wrote, is absolutely amazing. So the fact that that's also happening for the rest of our issues dating back to the 50s is really exciting. The Spec isn't just a history of what's happening on campus, it really is sort of a New York City history.
What Spectator does for the community, particularly the student community, is offers the only real training ground for undergraduate journalists at Columbia.
But honestly, one of the biggest parts that Spec has given to me is how to relate to people. I think that nothing really teaches you how to be a friend or how to be a person quite like being in the office at 4 a.m. on a production night, waiting for printouts and just talking to people in the section.
I mean, it's definitely created an incredible sense of community. I joined during my orientation week. I think like the first day of orientation even, and I didn't know anyone. And suddenly, I met all these people. They were all really nice, really welcoming. I suddenly had a place here. And obviously I didn't make friends with everyone, but suddenly I recognized people on College Walk, I recognized people in my classes, and for a freshman, that's huge.
In terms of design, there's simply nothing like getting a lot of, experience making a lot of different layouts and graphics. And so the best way to train yourself to produce graphics and layouts on demand is to do it on a regular basis. And that's sort of the most that Spec has taught me in terms of design.
Spectator has been where I took my interest in journalism and really turned it into my total passion for journalism. Spectator served as, a training ground, a journalism lab, everything for me personally. And as I spent time at Spectator and served as an editor and then editor-in-chief, I came to really appreciate the organization itself too, and what sort of the overall mission was for the school and the neighborhood. And like what it does for so many hundreds of students every single year, which is provide them with a place to get their work published and become better writers and become better citizens of the neighborhood and of the university. The most important legacy that we have, I think, is whether students leave at the end of their 4 years here, where people in the neighborhood and say that Spectator was important and mattered in their time here.
If you care about what happened in a council meeting on Sunday night, it's in the news section. If you care about what's going on at a local school board meeting, it's in the news section. If you have an interest in the global centers, that's in the news section. If you have a passing interest in local city politics, that is all over the news section. We basically cater to every interest around campus, around the city, and I think we do a pretty thorough job covering it.
What's really awesome is that all these things that Spectator is doing are really falling into context. We're really becoming a 21st century media organization, much more than a plain vanilla college newspaper. We are looking into diversifying our revenue streams. We are redesigning our website. We're launching awesome new features, both on the journalism side and on the business side. We're developing our capacities as an institution, as a nonprofit organization, and all that is possible with the generosity of our alumni community, of our donor community, with the hard work of our student staffers, and with the entire Columbia community and our entire sport community. So thank you.